pushed the release back a half hour so that way we could finalize everything.
Oh damn! So we referring to the what up, y'all? What's going on, Paywall? I got Jay, Rob here. As you know, y'all should know by now. But if you don't, Jay, sponsorships, branding, HMD, all that. Ulysses to the right of me, OTR, head engineer. Just some people you should know.
Some friends.
Yeah, some friends. But I didn't know that you was still doing edits up into the 30-minute mark. Yeah. We're talking about the OTR Christmas cipher that came out and stuff like that. I didn't know it was like that. I thought it was fine.
I thought so too, but things,
So okay, so you just had one rapper that had an issue?
It just had to. Apparently, it was a timing issue. So I sent a few iterations, and then he kind of just settled on which one sounded best. I guess, but it was a little tricky because I did it weirdly. I like looped the beat instead of like keeping the loop that LJ sent.
Okay.
So it was I did it a little weird, so I can understand maybe it was off time, but I ended up syncing it with how the video sounded, which is how the video represented the audio that was from
there,
that day.
In front of you.
So it synced up perfectly. So I'm like, all right, it's not a me thing anymore because it's synced up.
Can I ask you a question about the ATEM? So I'm having an issue, right?
Are you noticing it too?
Look at all of us.
Because for some reason I'm having a delay issue
with it syncing to bounced audio from Pro Tools,
something like that.
So long story short, when something is like an hour long or even 30 minutes, there's a drop off with the audio and the sync of the bounce. And let me be clear, I'm at the same sample rate. Like we know, like in my head, I'm like, we know. Absolutely. I'm at the same sample rate.
48K for everything.
48K for everything. Yeah. I'm making sure that the ATEM is capturing in 48K as well.
Same frame rate.
Same frame rate, but I'm still getting a drop off. It's not consistent throughout the thing. So I started to look it up, and I was like, why am I getting an audio drop off? They said that the reason why is possibly the way that audio is being captured is it could be a variable bit rate instead of a constant one. Something like that. If someone knows, please let me know, because that's such a simple thing. And I'm like, there's no way I'm making this mistake at this level in my career. But I don't know if it's something with the ATEM I'm having sync issues with it. Like over time, it falls off. I don't know what it is. Like this episode watch is going to fall off. Like if it's it's not going to be an hour long, but if it was an hour long, it would fall off after a while.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I remember we was talking about you've been doing a simple vocal chain.
Yeah. So I implemented a very simple with a mix I did today for UK artist Dino Driz. I kind of just did two compressors. I did a 2A at the top. But before I even touched any plugins, I clip gained the whole track to be level. And I just brought down the peaks. I didn't boost anything yet. I just brought down the peaks to level the peaks with to make it uniform. And then I clip gained everything up.
To that.
To when it starts, so that way it hits the compressor without doing so much.
I get you.
And then I put the compressor on the 2A, doing maybe 2 dB of reduction. EQ, and then the 3A doing maybe 2 to 3 dB of reduction.
And were these vocals already kind of processed?
So I recorded them with our OG template.
So you recorded them,
but I disabled it. Yeah, I recorded these vocals. I recorded. I tracked them. So then I disabled the template that I used to track it, and I did everything from scratch with that new method.
Got you. Yeah. Okay. You know what I was going to say? I think you'll benefit a lot from the 3 plugin thing that I've been telling you about in tracking.
Okay.
And the reason why I say is because I think when you're using it, and basically what we're saying is I've dumbed down my tracking template to just 3 plugins for vocals because I wanted to get a better understanding of what's coming in as opposed to hearing all of the process and going, oh, this is great. That template, long story short, what's happening is that template is so good that I don't care how you record it. It could be low, it could be hot. It goes into the template, everything is going to sit, like everything. So now I've been paying attention to, you know what? I'm going to dumb everything down so I can hear truly if I'm capturing this better.
You get more accurate.
Yeah, which is something we should have been doing it, but we come from a digital world. So that's why we kind of have that bad habit on us. But recently, dumbed it down, and my mixes for my vocals, way better because it's captured so much better. So that's what I was saying. So as far as what you're doing, I think you'll benefit more from it. And you're tracking when you start tracking with
also from a processing, because we were talking about computers before we turned on. Even just from a processing, like less plugins, you'd be able to operate the session better.
Yeah, I'm about to switch over. Well, not switch over. I'm not gonna do it. Do I want another computer? I'm debating on getting another computer, which is stupid. I know that's stupid. I just need more RAM.
I'm debating on getting more stuff too. Like, I'm about to get AirPod Maxes.
Oh, you about to get them?
Well, I'm gonna see. They might drop a new version this in 2024, so I might wait.
They're gonna drop something. I still got my AirPods. You see my case for my AirPods?
I think so.
Damn. It got the AirTag in it.
Oh yeah, you showed me.
Yeah.
I got the AirPods, but I also have the Beat Pros.
I do too.
Oh,
the
like
Studio
the
Pros.
Buds?
I have the Studio Buds.
Beat Studio- oh,
no,
the
I got the
Buds.
Studio Buds.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have the AirPods, but then I also have the Studio Buds.
Yeah.
And I actually, so one, you could definitely tell the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah?
For sure.
Quality-wise?
Between the two, even though they're technically now all made by the same
Yeah.
company, you for sure
Wow.
can tell the difference. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
definitely the beats, crazy with the high, like you can hear high ends, like it's very high end focused, whereas
Okay.
definitely I think for the pros, one, you can definitely tell that they're softer
Okay.
compared to the beats for
Okay.
sure. They're quieter,
Right.
but then they're warmer.
Oh, so it's more fidelity. Everything you're describing is fidelity.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like you're saying that it's more accurately reproducing things.
Yeah.
Because the first thing I notice in cheap stuff is high end, right? You notice like this weird, wow, that's really bright, which people go, whoa, these sound amazing.
And it's very loud, and it sounds loud
And
with the
it's
beats,
loud.
but
That's how you know cheap stuff. As the minute I hear something, I put headphones on or something on and it's quieter, I'm like, oh, probably better quality.
Something interesting I noticed about the Beat Studio Pros, right?
Those are the buds or the headphones?
The
headphones.
Headphones, okay.
I have the Studio Buds too. I bought those a couple years ago.
Okay.
But I bought the Pros because they were on sale. I cannot mix with them.
Oh, no.
There's something about them. Even when I use the USB-C, right? Because I could plug the USB-C into
Directly.
my Mac and I get lossless. Or
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what it does, but it does not sound good at all.
No, I would never mix on those headphones. Those Beats headphones. I remember people that tried to do that, and I'd be like, "Fam, you're tripping." Everybody's stuff always comes out like sounding crazy.
Yeah.
Like never mix on them things, because Beats I feel like are gonna accentuate the low end, right? That was what they're known for, and then it's giving you like this really kind of weird high end.
Yeah.
So you're just, bro, you don't hear shit. Like you don't know what
I
that
don't know
shit
what
really
I'm
sounds
doing.
like. I was telling him about this new thing I got. I'm gonna bring this up on a main episode, but K Quick, and the reason why I'm gonna say it like this on this and behind the paywall is because I think that if we tell this secret, SonarWorks is a wrap. So long story short, my boy, shout out K Quick, he put me on to, you know how you have SonarWorks and they takes a frequency response to your room.
Yeah.
And so it looks at the frequency curves and go, okay, I'm gonna flatten this.
Yeah.
Like it kind of boosts and cuts frequencies to kind of be more flat. So if you have a dip in your room at 70 hertz, SonarWorks is gonna pick that up, right? And so you get a flatter response
Right.
through your speakers. What he showed me was kind of like a free way to do the same thing. And it's a lot easier to do.
okay.
So long story short, people, if some people may get lost on this, I might put the link in the description. So there's a video out there that this dude is basically taking a convolution reverb, right? An impulse response reverb. Basically what an impulse response is, it's like a modeling of a room through and it gets a modeling like, okay, this is the reaction of the room. So literally, I'm taking my reference mic, okay? That's the only thing you have to have is a reference mic. I played this tone through my speakers through a free software called REW. It's free. It gives you the frequency response of your room. Okay? So basically it shows me all the problems in my room. Like, hey, you have a dip at 70 hertz. You have this at 250. It's boosted somewhere high up here, all that stuff. So it gives you my curve, left and right speaker. I then take that and in REW, I say, yo, give me an EQ curve that corrects this. Don't boost anything. Just bring everything down to where it's even. So I'm not boosting any EQ. I'm just bringing everything down to that level so that when I turn it up, it's more uniform.
Right.
Okay? So it's flattening. You take this impulse response, this corrected EQ. I know this is fucking confusing. And you bring that into a plugin, a convolution plugin on your mix bus. What I am hearing now is is the truth.
Wow.
Bro, and I just take it off. When I'm done mixing, just take it off. And I'm like, and then when I take it off, I'll be like, listen to that mid range. Like, as soon as I put that technique on, I immediately heard all the problems in my mix. I said, oh, the mid range is mad pussy, which is a big thing for me here, where I always feel like I don't compensate for mid range. Thus, things always feel a little like flat.
That's how that AJ those AJ vocals
I
sounded
know.
exactly like that.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's what I was gonna tell you. I'm like, yo, put it in a session and put my convolver on right quick. And you'll see I bet you, bro, immediately gonna be like, oh, it needs more mid range, and you're literally gonna go woof, and then you're gonna go back and go, oh my god, bro. When I mean this shit has changed my life, like I called K Quick. I was like, bro, for real, bro, like you the one, bro. Like so, and it's free. It was the Convolver plugin that they used was only $40, and he has a video on it step by step. Like there's a video out there step by step.
Put the link.
I will for y'all for the paywall. I'll definitely put the link. This one I ain't gonna lie, might keep this one in the tuck. Now I'm gonna put this out there, but I do think I think SonarWorks is probably gonna try to choke me. Yeah, not gonna lie. Yeah,
Snipers.
Oh yeah, for sure. They might try to snipe me. I didn't even realize I didn't set my lighting up in here, but I'm gonna set the lighting. Y'all about to see me do some fancy shit. Ooh. Hold on, watch this. So I have an HMD setting. Watch everything get warmer.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow. Now the light. I bet you everybody like, oh, this lighting fire now.
Oh,
that's fire, bro. Now I built this room for content creation, man. I really, really fucking did, bro. I super did. I wonder if by now they seen that episode with Courtney.
Oh, probably. Yo,
oh my gosh.
I apologize for my mans.
In the beginning, and this is paywall. In the beginning, you know, he was sipping.
Yo.
You know, he was sipping.
It was, just for context, I think it was the night. It was a night going into Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah.
So it was December 23rd going into the 24th.
Yeah.
So we was chilling. We was all hanging out and stuff like that.
And Courtney was just sipping and stuff like that. We got caught up with him. It
was a good episode though.
Jay is actually recovering from from death.
I am.
So like shout out to her just being alive. And
I haven't had alcohol since the coquito.
Oh.
Damn, for real?
I haven't had alcohol, nothing since then.
Since the
cipher. Since we did the Christmas cipher.
My family was actually on it. Shout out Rob Ulysses. He makes coquito for us every year. Like I ain't gonna lie, you have to do that now. You're fucked.
Yeah.
My whole family was on it. I had country folk drinking coquito. Yeah, of course they did. But I had country folk drinking coquito, bro. That shit was weird. It was like, it's good. What's it like, eggnog? I was like, listen, it's some my
some
boy
Puerto
making.
Rican.
Yeah. It's some Puerto Rican shit.
Vibe.
Like that was it. But that shit was good. It was super good. I'm thinking about next year because I'll be honest with y'all. I don't know when y'all getting this, but we're like at the tail ass end of 2023.
Yeah. We're less than a week away.
We're less than a week away, and we're just about to go into 2024, and there's just mad shit coming up, bro.
Less than a week away.
This shit might be NAMM by the time this shit come out. Dead ass.
It's the 28th right now.
Yeah.
Which I'm hype about. I really hope you know what I'm talking about, but I hope everything falls through, bro. Yeah. With NAMM, I'm praying to God. Chris Brown fucking posted the pod that I'm just reviewing now.
I just gotta give you your flowers, bro. Like,
thank you
for you guys to have built, because I was looking. So y'all had brought it up on I think the episode that y'all dropped on Christmas, not Christmas, the week of Christmas or whatever. At the time of this recording, I think it was the most recent episode where y'all was kind of recapping the year.
Yeah, it was like a wrap up.
Y'all was doing a little wrap up. And y'all had mentioned like when the pod started and like, bro, I forgot that we were all there for that first episode. I have the timestamps in my notes from that first episode.
That's right.
We were there.
Just to see like from now when it was just like an idea, right? And you three just kind of just like shooting the shit,
right?
To Ali to fucking Chris Brown posting it, bro.
That shit was.
But
crazy,
he didn't just like repost it on his story. Like he took the post. He thought about something to say, and he like conveyed a message.
Very true.
Through the clip.
Yeah. Black Diamond,
which was crazy. Like in the comment section, because I didn't see it at first, but then shout out to Tizio, because when Tizio called me at 7 a.m, and he was like, "Bro, what the fuck just happened?" I was like, "What do you mean? This is your man's." I was like, "You didn't know?" So Tizio didn't know either. Yeah. So that's Chris genuinely did that off his own volition. Like he just did that off himself. Like he was feeling it and stuff like that, and it made me go. Was it you I was talking to?
Yeah.
Rob was talking about it, and he was like, "Yo, did you think about bringing artists on?" And I was like, "Yo, I never thought about bringing like big artists on just to talk about their process." Yeah. Fuck, I don't want to know about your lifestyle. Like, I don't care about none of that. I don't care about the controversy, who you date, and I don't care about none of that. I genuinely don't care about that. Like, as a person, like when it comes to like social media either. It's like I don't care about that. I care about the stuff I care about. Yeah. So in my brain, I was like, yeah, that'd be fun to do.
Bro, we was just writing Republic. Ariana Grande records it herself. Yeah. Like, she literally...
That's a good point. And not even that, too. I feel like a lot of what I'm... Because, we all scroll through, like, audio YouTube where we just find videos and we look for videos.
Yeah.
I think a missing gap, which you guys can help fill, is... There's so many videos out there on producers and engineers giving other producers and engineers advice, but they never hear from the artist perspective on who they're directly trying to work with. If you get an artist telling you how they prefer their engineers to be or what they like and when from an engineer, then you have a better representation on how to deal with an artist from an artist.
That's true.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That is, and I never thought about even hitting it from that angle too. As someone that maybe doesn't record themselves, but better yet, just talk about your experience with engineering, mixing and mastering in that process. Because I bet you every artist has a story about, I remember the first time I got my thing mixed, or first time I realized like mastering. Because everyone has that moment as an artist. I was like, what's mastering? And I remember when I was saying it, I was like, this sound like some BS.
Yeah.
Like I remember the first time I got my song mastered, I was with a label and they were like, oh, we're going to send it to get mastered. And it got mastered and I was like, it sounds way worse. I was like, I don't like this. I was like, what happened to the record? And I remember, I was like, I don't like mastering. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it made me go,
That's the process.
don't master it. Just leave it the way it was. Because I remember we sent it to master and it came back and it was squashed. Like it was like the record was tiny. I was like, yo, this shit sounds awful. I can literally play you the record too. And this was supposed to be like a top guy at the time. This is, and by the way, I'm talking about like 09, 08, by the way. I'm fucking talking about eons ago. So it was different.
Yeah.
But
I think there's just such a disconnect because like even too the artist could just talk about their experience recording. Like
that too.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and
that
what
too.
and what they want out of a session or how they prefer to interact with an engineer.
True, because you made a comment about me one time. You was like how, yo, bro, real talk, the way you record, I don't think you can record anybody, bro.
Oh, yeah, I said that.
And I was like,
Yeah,
I was like, yo,
I
bro.
don't think you could do it, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I was like, bro, I got a process, bro. It makes sense. Now, I thought about that a lot as far as what you were saying, and I understand where you was coming from in the sense of like how I'm recording and how I set up my pre-rolls and stuff. It works for me. I've recorded other artists. Like if I had to take over a session, I've done it, and it's been fine. I haven't got any complaints, and I moved pretty fast. I know to keep it going.
Yeah.
So in my head, I would just like, I'm just recording you like I record me. You know what I mean? Like giving you your pre-roll and stuff. The one thing I'm not big on for me, which I should, is playlisting.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
you delete. I'm like, whoa.
I get,
That's what I'm saying. Because you
Wait,
got an
you
engineer
delete?
like Tizio and Cruz.
Yeah, I get rid of
he
everything.
deletes.
He doesn't playlist?
if I don't like the, but here's the thing, I'm talking about from a, you're talking to
Right.
someone that is recording himself.
Yes.
That makes
If I
sense,
know I
though.
don't like that take, I don't
Yes.
fucking like that
You're
take.
gonna
Won't
take it
think
out.
about it.
Block. So like Command Z is a Twitch.
Yeah.
So I'm like record 3 and I'm like that take Command Z. I'm getting rid of it. And the reason why I think I got used to that is because I was trying to save space on my computers back in the day. And I don't want to save any take that isn't being used.
Yeah.
Even though you can go to the region window, the region list, and you can click select all unused audio files and it'll delete everything from your thing.
So maybe I think for you, how do you say this in a nice way? You just don't record very lazy. You don't record like you're lazy. Because I feel like sometimes that might technically happen. I think because from where I heard, it's like, no, you had to be very selective about what you really made stick. So you didn't really have that opportunity.
But you also have an artist brain.
That too.
Right.
Engineer,
He
most
not gonna
engineers
have-
don't
yeah.
have an artist
It's
brain.
all safety for
It's
them.
All
safety.
safety.
And I understand that too, and that's what
Right.
Tizio spoke about. I think
Right.
Cruz mentioned it too.
Yeah, he did.
Is you don't know when the artist brain is gonna trigger, and they're like,
Facts.
wait, I mumbled some shit. I want that back in the tape.
Yeah.
You are able. You're operating from both brains.
Right.
Artist and an engineer, there's that disconnect where they got to make sure that they're on the same page.
That's true. And I think that's where you're right. I would fall short with how I record myself because it's like, you're recording like you're recording yourself. And I shouldn't. I should be keeping takes. I should be
But I mean, to be fair, like you record yourself. Like you don't do client work.
Yeah,
You
I don't do client work.
You don't do tracking. You don't record engineer
No.
anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
So like I was being facetious, but I was mentioning it because I'm still learning my process
Yes.
recording other people. So
Yes.
watching you, I'm like I see how it works for you, but I can't learn from you too much because then it's not going to be beneficial working with everybody.
not with you. And what I say is the only thing I think I could teach you is how to capture something.
Yeah.
Great. Like meaning
Like
preamp,
function.
compression.
Yeah.
We're getting a good clean sound in here. That's like where I stop with you, where I'm showing you anything. That and then I skip everything else recording wise and I go to mixing with you.
Yeah,
like
mixing,
that's
yup.
where
Yeah,
me and you
talk a lot about mixing and stuff. But
yeah, that's where I feel like I can give you the most, insight as far as what I know. But when it comes to recording and tracking, I fucking stay away from you motherfuckers. Because I have no desire to track anyone, to be honest. And then 2, I have no desire to, I record myself constantly. Now, if I needed to, now let me be very clear. If I needed to track a band, I do have that ability.
Yeah.
I do know how to mic drums.
That's important.
I know how to mic a guitar. I can mic and capture sound really well. If I'm doing something for a singer-songwriter, I can shake and move. When it comes to capturing sound, I'm your guy.
Yeah.
Tracking a vocalist, like a rap or a singer, like R&B wise or pop or one of those, it's a different story because the way I record, I'm gonna have to playlist, and I don't playlist. I'm not used to playlisting, which I need to.
Yeah.
I genuinely
that shit became
want
a
to
twitch
learn.
for me.
Of course it does.
Like it's a twitch. Like I even if I press record and they don't really say nothing, I still playlist.
I know you do.
Yeah.
I see you, and I'm like, he playlisting everything. I'm aware, right? I'm sure with practice, I'm like, all right, let me get good, but I have no desire. I have no desire to record to really track people at this point in my career.
I think
stuff
between just seeing Ulysses, and just like I think between like me, just you and Cam, just kind of like we just all been like, okay, bro, like what did you learn that makes you better? Like what did you learn that makes?
Yeah, we talk a lot.
Somebody who helped me, Buggy.
Yo,
Seeing
Buggy,
and being in Buggy sessions.
Shout out to Buggy Okran too.
Yes.
Yep.
Go look up his
We missed
YouTube. He
that,
mixes
bro.
on
The
live and
MVP.
everything.
Come back home, bro.
Yeah.
Come back home. Like I've been
He
in
not
his
locked up,
session.
but-
Yeah,
Facts. I ain't gonna lie. We talked about him crazy. I ain't gonna lie. We talked
He
about him
just not
crazy.
in town.
He just not
He's just in
town.
Atlanta.
Yeah. Facts.
But yeah, no, like he great example. Like I know some artists, for example, this behind paywall, right?
Yeah, we behind him. You good?
Love you, Vina.
Oh yeah, Vina. Yeah.
Her sessions are very like I remember me and Buggy, we literally like before her session even started, there was like 2 hours where we literally like I watched him just reconfigure his whole template
For her.
Just for her.
just for speed.
the prep. Yep.
Just for speed because she doesn't do like and this is a really great point where it's like artists and engineers in the relationship because like for example she like records where it's like she'll hear ideas for backgrounds, leads, everything all at the same time. So you'll go everywhere in the song at the same time.
And she just like, no. Okay, keep that. Okay, keep that. And then she'll just like kind of piece things together.
Exactly. But then you'll be like, you were still on the lead, but now she's like,
She's already giving you
stacked with
background.
background
She's stacking
vocals,
background.
and
You're
you're
like,
like,
oh,
what
where
the
we at?
fuck?
And I'll be like, where we at? Okay, cool. Yeah, I get you.
But
you on that.
where we at could lose you the job.
Of course it can.
Yes.
Yeah. I know. I'm very aware. I know not to do that. But in my head, if I'm with the
saying
homies,
like
yeah,
that disconnect. Where it's
Yeah.
like if you're not on the same page, she's not gonna want to work with you.
yeah, it's true.
It's over.
I was gonna say, who did I do? I've recorded some bigger artists and just had a fucking tough time, like back in the day, like when I was younger. But there was I'm trying to think. When people record me,
No, this is good. Talk about it.
when you
I see Cam do it one time.
I see people get really nervous when they record me. I've seen Drew get really nervous. Shout out Drew. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Where he at?
gotta-
I seen Drew get really nervous. I seen Cam get super
Wait, when did
nervous.
Cam record you?
It was at HMD.
At HMD.
We was drunk, and I
Okay.
was like, "You gonna record me?" He was like, "Yeah." You know him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. I was like, "Yo, bro, just do your thing."
I'm not gonna lie, bro. When we did a recent test at OTR.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was hyped to record you. I was like, oh shit, I get to track that.
Son.
He was. I remember, and we were sitting there, and I was just like, it wasn't. We was doing
Yeah,
a song
it was fucking around.
So it
It was
wasn't no
fucking
pressure.
around.
But in my head, I was like, I saw you like, yo, go on here.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's get it.
I was like, all right, I'm just bullshit. We just scatting and doing
Yeah,
dumb
yeah.
shit. But yeah, recording. I think I'm intimidating to record personally. If you're not experienced, it's a wrap because I'm gonna definitely be like, yo, I got it. Don't worry about it.
What about you from the artist makes you difficult for an engineer to record?
Because I'm instant. I'm too used to. No, fuck.
Yeah.
No. That's how quick I'm thick. I'm not. Yo, do it again. I don't hear it. I don't hear dead space. I don't hear dead space when I record myself. I'm just yada yada. Yo, yeah, do it again. Do it again. I can't even imagine saying do it again. I don't like the preparation moment of do it again, and I'm like, no, I just want to go. No. You see me?
Yeah, I see
Like
you
when
on
I'm
live,
doing it,
yeah.
I'm just like fuck, ha, fuck, ha.
And then he goes,
and I'm Command Z in 3, Command Z3.
I gotta figure that out because I imagine that's how Tizio works with Chris.
Have
where
you,
it's like-
if you watched, he has a video of him on the computer
Yeah.
showing you his backspace, throw that up. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. He has a fucking crazy, him and Cruz are fucking nasty, like how they record. And Ben Thomas too, shout out Ben Thomas. That episode, I think we're gonna put that out January 10th.
Shout out Ben.
He liked this video a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we about to build a good relationship with him too. He's really fucking nice. Like,
And
yeah.
he's really cool. He's really cool with Ryan from Gold Clip.
Yeah, which is random.
They're boys together. They both from Philly. They
I didn't
upcoming.
know that. I
like,
didn't know
all
that. He really liked this episode. You don't know who we're talking about Benjamin Thomas. He's Lil Uzi Vert's engineer. So I just want to rock. He mixed that.
That's crazy.
Yes.
What a credit,
Bro, OD,
Son.
right?
And that's our reference.
The way
when
he-
we mixed Tease Me, that was our reference.
Yeah, it was.
The way he kind of also just was just like, yeah, like they were just like, nah, you got it.
Oh, I can't wait for you to see that. Like the way he got that gig is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like Leslie Brathwaite does most of Uzi stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he knows. He was like, he said that was song number 4 that night or something like that. Because I asked him questions. He's like, to be honest, I don't remember. He was like, that was song 4. He was like, but somebody, forgot who it was, did a dance to it. It popped up. Then the label said, hey, we should put this out. So then he was like, okay, cool. I'll send the files to Leslie, kind of thing. But I guess Don Cannon was like, yo, bro, you good? Get this over literally his words.
Yeah.
Get this over the line. You got it. And he was like, yo, bet I could. So he said, but bring the files. You're gonna do it with Leslie though. So he was like, he wanted to go on vacation, but he's like, it literally want to be in the best moment of my life. He was like, I was about to go on vacation. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to Atlanta. So he flew into Atlanta, and he said, instead of Leslie like sitting there and like just saying I got it, he was like, no, this is what you need to do better, and just help them.
Guiding.
And he said that
Guided
shit
them.
changed his whole life, bro.
Yeah.
And so he mixed that fucking song.
That's insane, bro.
Bro, I couldn't believe. I was like, could you imagine? And you like, oh, I'm good. I did it.
Yeah.
Like I got one. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna say this here. In 2024, I don't take on mixing clients ever. Only time I really mix for other people is my friends, which is pretty often. Like for my friends, I'll mix songs for my friends. I'll master for my friends, and stuff like that. But I haven't taken on mixing from a professional standpoint because I've just mixed my own records. I want you to understand, I am mixing constantly. So don't get it twisted as far as my chops, right? Like I'm not saying like I need more experience. Which you can always, by the way, I'm always learning.
You can always learn.
Let me correct that. Like that just not, but I'm just saying I do mix every day. Like I am
He
mixing.
said, put a little respect on his name. He know what he doing. He know what he
I
doing.
mix a lot, right? Could always be better, of course. But I think next year, I just want one. I want one big credit next year. And so I'm going to open my door a little bit to mixing for clients. A little bit. I just know what it comes with, and that's why I never did it, because I know that once I give somebody, let's say, a fire-ass mix, I'm their mixing engineer.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like and so I also need to equate my time with how much it pays.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it really hard.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I would be comfortable with, at my level as far as my credits is concerned, which it's not true. I undersell myself with a lot of things, but nonetheless, it's like, I want to open up myself to that mixing wise, and I want to get at least one of those credits under my name. Like one that's like, I did that. Like I just want one. I have my own records. There's other records out there that I can name that you like, oh, I mixed that. A bunch of Tech 9 stuff. Like I have random mixing credits, but I want one.
It's funny, what go ahead.
I'm about to say, nobody gonna blame you if Taylor Swift call right now and says, I need you, and you
Bruh.
gonna say that's the
Yo,
one.
you
Nobody
would be
blames
shook,
you
bro.
for that. Like
You would be shit. We like
I probably wouldn't even touch it. I'd probably just take the volume and just boost the vocal. I'm like, is this good? You know what's funny? I have a lot of artists in the HMD DM with millions of followers
that one shit.
that want me to mix, and I just be like, oh, I'm not taking nothing right now. But I said, but yo, I'll spin the block with you.
oh, I
and
get
stuff
the
like
emails. I see.
It's funny.
Yeah.
What you're hesitant about is what I'm chasing.
That's
Like
crazy.
we just spoke. I'm trying to mix 2 UK artists
Right.
in hopes to
Get that clientele. We are the opposite of each other because I'm doing content. That's what you're kind of trying to punch through, and then I'm trying to punch through in the mixing side, which is what you're like pursuing. Like I'm just saying, I'm heavily pursuing content.
Yeah.
You're heavily pursuing mixing.
Yeah.
And now we're trying to do
Vice
the
versa.
opposite of each other. Yeah.
But we can learn from each other.
OD.
Absolutely.
OD for sure.
Yeah.
And I just love what you're doing in your career trajectory, because I just know what you're capable of and like what circle you're in. Like you're just in a perfect circle, in a perfect ecosystem to me, where I can learn from y'all and y'all teaching me and I teach y'all. Like I'm all for that. Like Courtney has dumbed down his chain. Like we all kind of like feed off each other.
Yeah.
Like Courtney's now dumbing down
It's
his
like
chain.
the more you learn, the more you know you need less.
Yeah. And talking to y'all helps me validate it.
Yeah.
Because when I give y'all something like, yo, I'm trying this right now, and y'all like, yo, that shit, and I'm like, oh, bet. Okay, this is a better way to approach it. You know what I mean? Like, I dumbed down, bro. My chain, my sessions are so dumbed down now. Yeah. And that Tizio episode, I'm be honest, I watched that shit like 4 times for me.
For you, right?
For me. Like literally for some techniques, like that doubler technique, Bro, that shit is changing everything for me. Like his doubler technique that he was talking about to make the lead vocal sound wider, but he's taking the center out, widening up this, and then EQing
it.
That was the game changer. Because before, when I would not EQ it, I'd be like, it's too. I don't like the high
brittle,
end it creates on the doubler. I was like, I don't like that. Now when I'm EQing out the top and just this warm floor comes to the vocal, I'm like, ooh, this warm wide. Literally, my preset is warm walls. Like that is literally my preset. It's like make a warm wall, and it makes the side speakers fill up with the vocal.
Yeah.
And holds it. It's OD. Like that's my new shit. So I'm on that OD shit. You what time you gotta get out of here?
I got like another 10. I was gonna say something. One of my goals for 2024 is
Yeah, what's up with you?
like I was fortunate enough to be able to work with Ice Spice.
Yes.
I tracked that.
Right.
I didn't get to mix the final because it was a whole thing with the label.
We know the vibes.
Fortunate enough to work with Drake in the capacity that I did. But shout out to Noel, he did his thing.
For sure.
My goal is to be able to get one of those caliber placements
Right.
and say it was me full through.
Yep. I hear you.
Because those two projects, I did my job, but it was passed off.
It was passed off.
It was passed
I feel
off.
you.
So I don't feel comfortable really taking full credit for them.
Right.
I want something that I could be like, I did that.
That's me. That's that is me from front to the end, from start to finish. I totally fucking understand, because even when I got that the Grammy consideration, so a song I wrote on was in the so I don't know if people know. So there's like, before it goes to you see a Grammy nomination, the Grammy board, the people on the board, right, get a bunch of they get like a list of songs that are being considered.
Yeah.
So it was the first time in my life that I was on a song that was being considered. And I was like, wow. Like that was the first time. So for me, I feel you, because I didn't even put that out there, because I was like, I didn't write the song.
Yeah.
I did a few things, but I feel you. I wanted a fuller credit, And this is some of the things that it's like, yeah, like facts. Like this is the closest I've ever got to a Grammy this year.
Yeah.
Which I look at my career and I'm like, that's fucking odd.
Yeah.
Which also motivated me to say, yo, this year, keep going. I'm super still in the fight, bro.
Bro, some of your best work is
Absolutely.
still ahead of you.
OD.
With everything.
OD.
Victoria been in the game for 14 years, and she just became
Yo.
7-time Grammy. Like her first
Crazy.
Grammy was 2 years. Like her first Grammy nomination was 2 years ago.
That's crazy.
was
I
only
went
2
on the
years ago.
credits for Thank You Next, and I didn't know she was a writer and background on that.
No,
shit.
yes.
She's a writer for years. I always thought about that.
All of Ariana's shit, that's her.
It was her.
That's her.
I knew about it from the writing standpoint. Yeah.
Son.
But then when she became an artist, I was like, okay, cool. And in my head, I was like, oh yeah, just another singer becoming a writer. But
She even got writing credits on Chris Brown's ex. Like she goes back,
she
bro.
go way back.
Yes, and she wrote those when she was like 18 and some change. Like
She just been in the industry. That's like
she been
Nisha.
yeah.
She's been in the industry for a long time. I fuck with her.
L.A. Reid was the one that first picked her up. Like it
LA,
was,
I ain't gonna lie. He been responsible for mad stuff. I don't know what happened to him. And I don't know if it's controversial what happened to him. I feel like something controversial. Okay, cool. We can leave it there. I know something controversial happened to him, but boy, he sure did find a lot of motherfuckers, bro.
He did.
Always say that. I really want artists on here, man. I think that'd be a good
I think that would be
perspective.
a good way to bridge the gap a little bit.
Yeah.
It'll give the engineer producers who watch this insight, because from videos I've seen and like just chats and stuff, like a lot of engineer producers don't have the experience to working with artists.
Yeah.
They do things in hopes to pick up artist clientele.
Right.
But hearing directly from an artist on how to work with artists, I feel like it's gonna help bridge the gap.
It would. I'm interested in doing that. I'm gonna be honest. Especially after this Chris Brown shit.
After Chris, because bro, if you see what he wrote,
Bro, it was OD.
it was like he was really speaking from like his art.
Yeah.
He was like
from his art.
His art.
Right. No controversy. Just like my process is special to me in the way it,
exactly.
Bro.
He's like, bro, this is the sauce. Like he was just going. He really like let it out.
Yeah, I was laughing. I'm just still so baffled that Tizio was like, yo, what the fuck is this? I was like, that's your man's. What do you mean? Like when he called me and he was shocked, I was like, oh, this shit is wild. So thank you, Tizio. Thank you to some other guests that we got coming. I should tell the paywall, but I kind of don't want to tell. Oh, we just told them Benjamin Thomas is
Benjamin
coming.
Thomas, yes.
Damn. So you might have seen it. I think that if this is not out by January 10th, Benjamin Thomas episode is, I have him slated for our 74th episode, which is January 10th. Jay is just figuring out some stuff with branding and sponsorships first, because obviously we have to put their stuff, on the videos and stuff like that. So we're figuring it out. I think that, well, I'm not going to tell him who may be a sponsor, but Yeah, and then there's one other thing that I'm hoping gets closed soon with a person in a company that we've been like talking to for almost 2 years.
Wait, which one?
You know which one. Don't worry
That
about it. And I'm just hoping that by the time you see this, it's already done and we announce
Facts.
it. I really hope that we can figure it out because I really want to be a part of this camp and just what they got going on. So we can end it there. That was just a simple paywall episode.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. For 2024, one thing that I'm gonna do.
If it's 2024 already, then
Oh yeah,
yeah,
facts.
This year,
then it's lit. It's lit.
Well,
We
it's
talked about
already
it right
lit.
now.
gonna be,
It already happened, right?
It's already happening.
Right.
I'm gonna be a little bit more like not front forward, but just a little bit more, confident and just actually putting my stuff out there.
Well, you have a background in.
I do, but I just get sometimes I
Because
get
you've been out of it
bro,
for so long. I'm not
I've
gonna lie.
been
It's been like two years. You've been out of it. Like
very,
From
very
a technical standpoint, you
from a
saying?
very technical standpoint.
Okay.
But like just because I mean, even from I remember when I was like even just some of the mixes, even then I'll do for like for OTR and stuff, and just like not overthinking it and things like
Yeah,
that.
for
Like,
sure.
oh yeah, you got a big credit that you haven't submitted yet.
oh yes, that's
You
yes,
said you
I
was
say
gonna work
nothing.
on that.
yes, I am.
Facts.
Yes,
It's recorded too.
Yeah,
It is.
No, she recorded it.
Yeah.
You and Kim recorded it, and you're gonna mix it.
we already he talking.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, so I'm.
Yeah,
yes.
that's-
I'm saying we recorded it as far as when we did the mix.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
also it's
here.
done.
It's literally done.
Oh, send it to me.
Because we were trying to put it a part of something.
We were trying to put a
and
part
I
of
was like,
something
she
else.
was like, oh, let's use this. I was like, bet. So
Yeah.
I put the cameras up and was like, okay, let's do a mix. And we just did it. We did it together, and fucking sounded great. And then then she hit you. I said,
Yeah,
hit
I was
Rob,
like,
make
yo,
sure
we
everything's
good?
And
Wait for it. We
Rob
gonna
was
wait
like,
till the top
nah,
of that
yo, not good yet. Can't do that. Rob Dad shut the whole shit down. Respect.
top
I
of next
did?
year, top of next year, top of next
Oh,
year.
okay.
Because I was like, wait,
He was
this
like,
has
top
to
of
drop,
next year, it's
this
not
has
coming
to
out.
drop at the same time.
Rob, low key, he got the keys.
But
Gotcha.
I think it's just because like I think for me like I really resonate with like for example, listen, I am literally the quiet bitch. The HMD plugins is made for me. Okay,
Yeah.
HMD plugins is made for me because definitely I think like some of the vocabulary definitely gets scary.
A little foreign, yeah.
But then it's like when I'm learning certain things and I'm just like, oh duh, I just gotta take this. I gotta take this out. This has
Right,
been doing this for like. I mean, even when we were at HMD, we were doing soft mixes on
Right.
on the songs that we were doing. So like definitely being front forward about more ingraining into the actual mixing
What you want to do?
of what I actually want to do. It's just it's very obvious, but it's also very nervousing because you don't see a lot of women in it sometimes.
Very true.
And it's like when like I always be having to like tell Courtney and tell like Cam like it's not when you like even Fritz like when you guys go to like sessions and things like that like it's different for y'all. Like y'all can walk into the room and it'd be like okay, it's just another person in the room. Just another person.
Perspective.
Another person in the room. But
Right.
then for me, it's just like, being that person to also be like, okay, yes, like, no, it's too bright. No, you're right. It is too bright.
Right.
I am right.
It's you see, I get you. It's a little because you're like I have insight. Like I
Yeah.
have an insight and I have an opinion that I think should be valued. But at the same time, I think you have so much, not saying respect for everybody in the room.
Yeah.
But I think that makes you a little nervous, just knowing everyone's output and what everyone is
Because
doing.
the output is very different. It's at
Yeah.
a very different, different
Right.
caliber. So,
Right.
like, sometimes it's like when you come in and it's just like, oh, well, maybe you could do this a little bit more. Or I noticed this. Or,
Right.
like, certain, vocabulary. Like, even when we were talking, like, for example, like, the Beat Studio, like,
Right.
certain high ends. Or it's just, like, just low ends. Like, I'm very,
Right.
like, learning. I've definitely learned more about the vocabulary now.
Right.
Where it's, like, now I'm actually seeing myself apply it into, like, certain sessions. And I
Right.
think going into 2020, like, and just, like, really for this year when it drops. Hello, everybody.
Right. Yeah, watch when they hear that.
Being
That's gonna be
like
crazy.
being the thing, and
Right.
that is crazy because it's like even when we were doing that session that we were here that one day doing, and I'm looking at what you're doing. I'm like, it makes sense. It just looks like a lot when it's like start to finish.
Right.
But then I started to realize, like, okay, I see why Dev is starting to duck this because I'm hearing this when, for example, when he's soloing this, and now I'm hearing this sound, and oh my gosh, like, what was that? That was a screech, and it was like, what the hell is that?
He was like, that was there, right?
But I see why he had to tuck this in order to hear that first. So it's like, definitely HMD, it does work, ladies and gentlemen. Like,
about the Rosetta plugins, by the way.
Facts.
I really use
I'm
them
talking about
for me.
I'm talking about the tutorials. Like,
that too. Yeah, that too.
That definitely helps. So learning more from the tutorials. And
You got that video, right?
I have to get that from you. I have to get that from you.
You should take that. Yeah, because I feel like because you was right there, and I think you seeing it and reinforcing and seeing and I was explaining everything. I was like, yo, this sound is here. This is why I'm doing this and stuff like that. I think that and it was like a 30-minute like kind of process. It was, and we A/B'd and was like, look at that difference. It was nuts. So
more mixes, more
that
mixes.
Too. That mix will definitely probably maybe be behind the paywall too.
That'd be hard.
We'll put that behind the paywall, like just for y'all will get to see this mix. Watch when they see who they like. Who the fuck they talking about? You'll see. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, I'm with you on that, and I hope that you do. And I think what'll give you the confidence is having the credits and what you put out there.
Yeah.
Not even saying no big credits, but just you doing the work and we seeing your work showcased gives us a reputation of you. I'm talking about not us, but just other people when you walk in the rooms.
Right.
Gives you the reputation of, I did ABC, and it's like, okay, bet. And I would pray that you being a woman.
Because I come from the HMD camp. We gotta come correct.
That too. You know the vibes. But I think, but that's good, and I'm glad you saying that. And now, honestly, now knowing that about you personally, now I know like if I'm doing something like, look, Pete, like because I don't, I always let people figure themselves out.
Oh yeah.
As far as what they want to do, but. If I knew you was like, I really want to get into the mix and shit.
Heck yeah. Like every single time, like even with just like all the podcasts, like all of just listening to you guys, just like hearing the types of plugins like y'all are using and things like that. I know for me, like I'm more of from a production side.
Right.
So like I really love like if you want to talk about VSTs all day, if you want to talk about tell me where I can get the greatest sounding horns from, like let me know.
Right.
But now it's like for example, it's just like even taking just sometimes the plugins and like certain sounds and just playing with the plugins. Like let me play with each band and let me take away each band and let me
see what happens
and what does like that's
very true.
That's how I've learned.
Yep.
That's just like a really great way for me to learn. Like I was one of the kids to take apart the toaster.
Right. Wow, that's such a good way to kind of explain it. So, and I'll say this last thing. Sky Jordan and I were talking about starting a company. I don't want to say what it is because it's nowhere near being created, but we did talk about something to bridge that gap. And I was like, yo, we should do that. So you're making me kind of reopen that and go, you know what? I think I'm about to do this other venture with him because it was a good idea and it kind of bridges that gap where you're able to take I know what you're trying to say because we used to say that a lot where you reverse engineer everything.
Yes.
And it's making me go, that'd be a good brand too. Like I'll explain to everybody later and that'll be it. But that's the paywall. We're done. Thank you for being a paid member. I love the paywall because I don't need to say, make you comment, like, and subscribe. No, you paid into this. So I appreciate all our platinum and diamond members. We let them gold members stay where they at. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, I was a gold member.
I know.
One time, bro.
I know you was. I was shooting at you, low-key, which I don't know how to gift. YouTube doesn't allow me to gift.
It's fine, bro. It's fine.
It's so weird.
But I mean, I will say it's a good level up. Like, the gold is good to like just kind of get familiar with the ecosystem.
Sure.
But I do recommend, like, obviously the gold people probably won't see this until they upgrade. But
that's true.
It definitely is worth it being a platinum or diamond member.
Yeah. And see it like this. If you even, like, for instance, you join now as a platinum user, literally there may be like 10, 15 episodes you've never seen.
Oh, literally.
Like, think about all of that.
I'm seeing stuff pop up that from like 3 months ago I haven't seen yet.
Right. You haven't seen. Yeah. I like that. And then obviously my behind the scene mixes. That's where I feel like
that's
make it work.
Yeah,
that's what the value is. It's just seeing those behind the scenes. Because I'm literally mixing high quality, like as far as the production, start to finish, no skips. And I got chapters. You know what I mean? So it's like that type of shit. Like usually you see mixing with the masters. They're just going through their mix. Me, you're seeing me go.
Real time.
I don't like that. Like that shit, bro, is clutch. But I see the views on it. Like for the members, they be. I could tell they're watching it over and over and just going.
I even hit you about it when you was mixing the sweater record.
Oh,
remember?
Yes, you did. Yeah, and I was tightening up the drums and stuff like that. Look at that. I did a Ninth Wonder. See, and I don't. But see, those are the kind of credits.
I remember that.
I want more of that. But I have that credit. But I want more of that. You know what I mean? I want more of that, man. Like, But yeah, life is crazy. Life is crazy. I'm not gonna hold you. But this is our paywall episode. Thank you guys for being paid members. It's a little impromptu episode, but I always feel like if they're here, I just have to do it. Yeah. I feel like Rob and I always have like a good session with somebody, like with another person. Like we always therapy and
we gotta, me and you gotta be therapy side. We gotta set levers in that.
Yo,
seat.
not you. Right, make him sit over there.
Oh my God.
Facts.
He'll be so uncomfortable.
He'll be mad uncomfortable, son. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. It's a paywall. Thank you so much for being a member, and I hope you stick around. Like I said, I think the last thing I'll say is I think we're gonna decide what happens when the person gets to the black disc. I think we're gonna do something crazy for you. I think, to be honest, can I tell you what I want to do for the first person that reaches the black disc? I genuinely want to fly them out to be on an episode.
That'd be hard.
dope.
I feel like that's how I want to reward the first person that gets a black disc. That, and there's something else we was gonna do with the we're gonna start doing voicemails
That'd be
for
hard.
Diamond members only.
That's hard.
So basically, we're gonna have a segment on the podcast, and you're hearing this now, where we'll answer one question from our voicemail from our Diamond members.
That's dope.
So every episode, it'll be one question from an actual member. Like I want to do that bad.
That'd be hard.
So I want to start giving our Diamond members. I'm really working on really making that Diamond tier like
a must cop.
a must cop, or more or less it's like I am a diehard and I get all these things. You're already getting money. They already get mad stuff, granted, but I just want to keep feeding them because shout out to them because they paying, bro. And I really I respect you so much that I'm working on getting more. Jay is working on getting y'all some crazy shit too.
Just make it worth it.
That's what I wanted. All I'm doing is working to make that diamond worth it. Platinum, of course, understand, as far as everything. But if people are in that diamond, dog, I'm gonna make it worth it for you over time. Hope you enjoyed. We're out of here. We're done. Shout out to AI. Because that's who's going to chop this whole video up.
For free.
For free.
For free. Jay don't like that shit.
For free. Oh. For free. AI took my job.